Welcome back to Crusader Kings to the Madam, and before we go ahead and clean up this absolute mess of a map and our 262 holdings there, I want to let you guys know that I've got a schedule in place for the channel now. So every day you get your 2 episodes of CK2 at 6 PM and 8 PM my time, that is. And then on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm going to be doing live streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/RolandD2Games. Then we've also got the links in the description. The day afterwards is when the stream from 2 streams ago will be uploaded. You have to leave, I think, from what one of my friends was saying, you have to leave a few days when you're a Twitch affiliate before the video is allowed to be uploaded to YouTube. Not sure about that one. I'll have to look into it more. But then every other day, the live streams will go up on YouTube, so half the week you get 2 episodes a day, and then the other half of the week, or the other 3 days of the week, you will get you'll get the 2 regular videos plus the live stream. So that's just to let you know what's happening there. Like today, for example, the live stream went up at midday for me. So, that being said, we have a massive mess to sort out. As in, a huge mess. And I was kind of toying with the idea maybe we should just keep it all. But honestly, that's a little bit silly. It's going to make playing this campaign very, very difficult. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see most of Spain and France being owned by numerous different dragons. And, you know, the fun duel system that comes with that. Kill me. So, first things first, I think we need to pick a new capital, and that's one thing that was suggested a lot in the last comment section, is to go ahead and get ourselves somewhere better. Not that there's anything wrong with, obviously, Futetipsum over here in Ireland, but we've only got 3 holding slots, obviously, so we do need to find somewhere better. Now, I've had a look in the ledger, and unfortunately, we are a little bit limited right now. The maximum we've got is 6 eyes holdings. So, realistically, just judging it on face value alone, judging it on the taxes here, the fact that we've only got 3 of them as well is a little bit worrying. I think Santiago is probably our best bet here in Spain, this province here, just because it has those 2 baronies, so we can hold both of those and obviously give everything else away. Besides that, the next closest one I think is probably like Bordeaux, if we wanted to go there. Again, they've got 2 baronies, 3 temples. Might be worth doing that, actually, and then heading over and trying to grab Paris from the HRE, because that's obviously going to be our next major battle, right, against Emperor Ferdinando here, of the Holy Roman Empire. I think he's definitely our next hit to go for. So if we set our capital in, say, Bordeaux, and then move over and try and take Paris afterwards, we could set France to be our default title and just move the capital back to where it should be. I think that's not a bad idea. I'm sort of toying between the 2. I'm not really sure which one's best right now. Again, judging by tax alone, if you compare the 622 tax you're getting in Bordeaux to the 1,197 you're getting in Santiago, it kind of makes sense that you would probably want to go for this one. I'm going to assume that's just because the holdings are a little more built up, though, which doesn't affect us too much given the amount of gold that, you know, you guys quite rightfully pointed out. It doesn't matter where we move our capital, we'll be able to build it back up very, very quickly. Our monthly income is 663 gold, because I assume those expenses were what we were spending on mercenaries. Yeah, and I've just put down those mercenaries. So, before we give all this land away, we'll obviously filter in all the taxes into our own coffers, right, so we can actually build up our new capital. Yeah, I'm going to go for Bordeaux, just because it's also a little more accessible. It's sort of like halfway around our empire as well. It's sort of in this halfway point between this huge bay here. So I feel like it's not a bad idea. Was it the Bay of Biscay? Yeah. Okay, good. That's the plan. Let me go ahead and dish out some land, I guess. Plus, this also means I can give away some more subscriber houses. So leave some comments, and I'll pick some winners for next episode and add you to the dragon list. Plus, I can give away those old houses some land as well. So this is a win-win, really. And there we have it. The new kingdom? Empire? I mean, we really should be an empire at this stage. I've also gone ahead and added in all the winners of the house giveaway and all the Patreon stuff as well. There you can see some over here in the outline. We've got House Beans, Modia, Rant, Ket Dice. All of those lovely winners. You are on this list and kicking around as some of the vassals. So for ourselves, I kept the duchies of what was Aquitaine, which is now Hoeth, and then Poitou as well. And as much land as I could hold, as many baronies as I can hold, to a 10 out of 10, including the Eternal Flame up there in Galloway. This is nice. I like this. So I feel like we've got a really good setup. Our gold is up to 172 gold a month, not including the retinue cost there, obviously, because that sort of comes and goes. So our monthly balance, very, very high. Now, sorry? Oh, my son, my undead son was killed. It was Elrang. Holy shit. What happened? Slain by Master Handspore of Cloyne in personal combat. Oh, another undead. Weird. Some sort of weird undead infighting there. Well, that's fine, because apparently, according to one of the devs, don't play as a zombie, because that breaks the game and isn't intended for players. It's supposed to be just sort of like an event thing to do with the plague. So that's probably a blessing in disguise. And it also means we can start setting ourselves up quite nicely to eventually play as Goldware Silver Piggy. So as I was saying, One of you pointed out in the comments that we'll need to obviously start building up our capital again, and we've moved over to Bordeaux here. That is now owie my bones. I like that. I like that we're doing the custom name thing, so it really feels like we're building up our own world here, and really making the Mad World ours. I kind of like that system. So this is going to take a while to upgrade. It's not a particularly upgraded province. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, especially for the AI. But obviously we've got to get all those stat buff buildings again. We've got to get all of our dragon-related buildings again. It's going to be a long-term thing. We've got to do the same for the second building as well. You know what we could do? A mod that I haven't really used yet that we can actually use once. The automatic building menu. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and say whenever we go 1,000 gold, automatically, it should then automatically build us some buildings, I assume. Is that just how it works? Is that all I have to do? Just click that and enable automatic building? Right. Okay, sure. Well, we'll keep an eye over here in the outline. So if we unpause now, and when it ticks over, they should immediately start building something, right? Right? Maybe there's not anything that costs 152 gold. A messenger has delivered you a letter from Prince... Oh, God, it's this one. Rashidi. It tells the story of how his father died, his uncle usurped the throne. Fearing for his life, the prince had no choice but to escape. Well, we've had this once before. And, well, the first time we actually called them out for their nonsense, because this is that typical Nigerian prince scam, right? Or we could say, I must send help immediately. It would be really cool if, at one point, this actually paid off. We must help immediately. We'll send a letter back, hoping for a reply. Trade post has been built. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if that was the automatic build mod or whether we just have one already in construction. My courtier, King? Oh, he's just called King. He's not actually... No, he is actually a king. Oh, because he's married to an undead zombie queen. Sorry, my mistake. My courtier, King Grumrink, has carefully approached me about his Fawn Cedar beliefs, engaging in theological debate. Now, this is an issue we're having. Because we played so well as like an empire and actually made that religion incredibly powerful, what we're finding is that a lot of members of our faith are converting over to Fawn Cedar because we have really, really low moral authority, yet Fawn Cedar have really high moral authority, right? So, I think our son, one of our sons, yeah, look at this. Prince Gudwiga there, Guthwiga, has Fawn Cedar, obviously. I think one of our other sons had it as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the one I landed. Maybe my daughter that I landed. No. Okay, I think we're fine then. Does mean we should probably focus on reforming the faith as soon as possible, otherwise they're going to get really quite powerful, more powerful than they already are. Let's take a look at them quick. Is it still Rhino? It is still Rhino. 256,000 men. He's doing just about as well as imagined. Stressful, lunatic, wrath, arbitrary, slothful, cynical, cruel, greedy, impaler. Yep, this is going well. Obviously he's got sociopath and celibate as well there. Excellent. Good work. They've obviously been at work with the Turkish Empire a little bit as well there, because they've seemed to have snatched up a lot of land here and there, and they've got Crimea of all places. Weird. Well, we'll leave them to it. We have our own battles to fight right now. Specifically, why isn't the automatic building mod work? That's my first battle. Was there something I missed? We'll worry about the Nigerian prince in a minute. So we've got it enabled. And we've reserved 1,000 gold. Sure. That seems to be all it takes, though. Maybe it just takes a little while to kick in. After a few weeks, another letter from Prince Rashidi has arrived. He goes further into details of his story. Do we want to send the money immediately? He wants 1,000 gold. I'm not falling for that. Absolutely not. Well, I mean, I think we could have tried it, but I don't really want to spend this gold. No, I don't think the automatic building mod is actually working. We've got so many building mods, I'll forgive it for that a little bit. I'll try and tweak it in between episodes, see if we can't get it to work. Alright, well that means we can actually direct it how we want it, and obviously we want to get that, those Flogi's tech mod buildings. So let's do that to start off with. So we need the small castle domicile, and then we need the medium castle domicile. Good start. And then we'll just go ahead and build our various stat buff buildings here. Council hall as well is going to be kind of handy for members outside the realm, not so much within our realm, since everybody loves me anyway. The merchants in your market are starting to pack their things and harness their horses and their carts. If nothing is done now, the market will be abandoned and no merchant would trust you enough to participate if you try to make a new centre of trade. I didn't even know we had a centre of trade, so this is news to me. I'll revitalise the market with my assets. I'll fund the market with gold from my coffers. I cannot support the market anymore. Where is our market? Is it in... Where is it? French Trade, Atlantic Trade, Bountiful Harvest, Guild Headquarters. Is that it? Maybe that's it. Okay. We'll just say we'll revitalise it with the assets. Maybe it's not actually a physical thing. Maybe it's just kind of like just an event-based thing, right? So that you actually get from the power menu here. You see the create centre of trade. I don't actually remember doing that. Maybe I hit the button by accident because I have giant, stupid fingers. No, it is right there. Okay, we haven't actually done it then. Sure, I'm going to tick that, and we're going to do it when we can. Right, back to work. While pondering over the guests of my banquet, yeah, sure, whatever. Right, back to work. Also, seeing as we're on 2 trade routes here, the Atlantic trade and the French trade, we definitely need to be working on our trade posts as soon as possible, because they are going to bring in an absolute fortune in terms of gold. What do we want? We want ambassador room. We'll take our map room. Yep, I'm sure she was. We'll take the map room. We'll take our ambassador... Oh, administration room. I was going to say, didn't we just build that? Escape tunnel, library, Crusade for Sicily. That's no concern of ours yet, although it could be. Who's Sicily under right now, then? The Turkish Empire, right. Maybe the Lycan Empire's softened them up enough now that the Catholics can actually go back in on them. So if we want to start making big moves in the world, now that we are actually a world superpower here, I think we're up there with the rest of them at this stage. What we want to do is actually try and destabilize some of the other realms. So obviously we can do that with the sort of generic sow descent and making alliances with particular vassals or even other empires. What I think we actually want to do is ignore all of that, ignore typical CK2, and we'll get China to do it for us because this is the current state of the game. So this guy here, Shehu Kamabe the Rich of Bornu, with his questionable face makeup, has the Ark of the Covenant. We want to steal that and send that off to China. Now, that is worth, because it's a quality 5 artifact, that's worth a small fortune. When you send it to China, they'll give you, depending on whether or not they like wealth. Does he like wealth? Likes Dravidian cultures. That's not wealth at all. Either way, he'll give us more than enough favor with himself to actually get him to come and break up one of these empires, if they're successful, that is. So let's give it a go. First things first, we've got to steal the Ark of the Covenant as a giant dragon. So we've got our work cut out for us a little bit. Okay, who do we want to take with us? Lady Ingirda, our spy master. She's very, very good. All-round a great character. Ulfa, oh, my marshal. Ulfa, who's also a very good all-round character. Not as good as Ingirda there. My friend, who is maybe even slightly better. The stats I'm looking at here are diplomacy, intrigue, and martial, because they're the ones that really come into play. Oh, that's the same lady. That is the same lady. Or my heir, who's just not very good. Okay, we'll take her with us. Let's see how it goes. I feel like we're probably going to be okay, given that it's all stat-based and trait-based. We've got incredible stats. She's got incredible stats. We had another child called Rugarth. We're going to call you. There was a suggestion in the comments. If you've got suggestions for children in the comments, write them down, because I actually do read the comments and remember a lot of them. And I remember somebody said Ancalagon. Now, I've got to remember, Ancalagon, is it 2 L's? I don't think it is. As in Ancalagon the Black, which was a big old dragon. A very big dragon that had a boat flown at it, more or less. You've arrived at Shehu Katakambe of Bornu's capital. As expected, it's heavily guarded, right? We've seen them spent 100 times. I don't think I need to read it anymore. Sneak in through the window. Oh, god damn it. Now, I'm convinced these are actual real-sized, like huge hulking dragons, aren't they? They're sort of your typical fantasy dragons, rather than being like humanoid dragons or anything like that. So this is great. Clearly this dude is living in friggin' Dragon's Reach or something, because we are sneaking in through his window. You've managed to evade most patrols until you come up outside the treasury. 2 board guards stand between you and your prize. Can we light them on fire to death? Or, depending on our diplomatic abilities and finesse, we can pose as a servant. Servant, bring me drinks, and then a 60-foot dragon turns up. Now that you've dealt with the cards, I love that that worked, you're free to search the treasury for your target. Right, do we want to search carefully? Probably. Search frantically, making a lot of noise. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Or split up to cover more ground. I suppose we'll search carefully, seeing as that's got the most chance. Please don't fail. Why did I open my mouth? Why did I say anything? Oops, you've taken too long and some guards found you. I wonder how. Surrender and hope for the best. Fight your way out, but there's a lot of them. Or demand an audience with their liege. 16% chance to get excommunicated. Excommunicated? No, that says executed. That's probably worse. 41% chance you get a levy transfer agreement or a tax transfer agreement. No, I think I'm okay. Surrender and hope for the best. Fight your way out. This depends on your physical strength. Again, one of us is a dragon, one of us is a god. 30% chance of escaping. We got 35% chance of escaping but being wounded. So 65% chance there basically of escaping, seeing as wounding doesn't really affect us too much. Yeah, okay, I feel like this is our safest choice. Let's give it a go. Yeah, we escaped, but we were wounded. Again, it doesn't really matter too much for us, just because we are... What is this other... Huh. Let's worry about that in a second. You failed in your heist, now you suffer the shame. Could have been worse, I suppose. My prisoner, highly is offering to pay ransom. Yep, whatever. Okay, surely, how the hell have we got tech practice? Oh, it's our last one. It's actually our final tech practice, and then we've done it. Nice, we've maxed out again. Sweet. Wow, look at all those culture advances. Shame you can't really do anything with them when you max out, but that's kind of a very minor complaint. It's rare this ever happens in games. So the heroic hero Grundle, who are you? King Porshik of Wallachia wants to marry my half-sister to his trade master. That doesn't seem like a good deal, so I think I'm good. No, thank you. Alright, so we've got advisors, which I still need to try and fix at some stage. We've got the council is all set up and good, except for this guy, which proselytized the capital. He's actually done it, the madman. Okay, I suppose we'll keep trying then. Oh, we've actually only converted 3 provinces so far. Incredible. We've got the very south of Ireland there, County Kerry, and then we've also got Ufau in my bones, or Bordeaux. Weird. Well, now we've got our realm management sorted, we've got our vassal set up, we've done our taxes, all that important stuff. Now we've really got to ask ourselves, what are we going to do now? So the Latin Empire is almost out at this stage. You know, obviously we dealt them a massive, massive blow to the extent that they still haven't recovered from. You know, they're at 11,000 men. They've lost a shit ton of land to the Lycan Empire. They've lost land to us, obviously. I feel like the big players now are the HRE, the Lycan Empire, and the Turkish Empire. We've pretty much dealt with the Occitan and the Latin Empire just sort of incidentally by doing our own things here and there. I feel like these are the big ones. Obviously, the Lycan Empire and the Turkish Empire are the real sizable ones. The HRE probably isn't... Oh, I feel like I might have got this completely wrong. 407,000 men? What? Okay. Well, it turns out the HRE, our good friend and neighbour, Holy Roman Empire... Oh, yeah, I got it completely backwards. So the Turkish Empire is weaker than us. Are we actually bigger than the Lycan Empire at this day? Oh, no, not even close. So it's actually the Turkish Empire, then us, then the Lycan Empire and the Holy Roman Empire. Obviously, the difference is we're not a friggin' empire yet for some reason. Wow. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get Paris for a long time. I really don't want to fight him and his 407,000 men. I was going to break up the Seljuks, but maybe actually we want to focus on the HRE instead. First things first, as suggested in the comments, and something I completely agree with, let's head for England. They're still weak. Well, the United Kingdom, sorry. They are still weak. It will mean eventually, though, if we want to form the whole thing, we've got to fight the Lycan Empire. Although, if we manage to grab what's left of the Latin Empire, I think we can do that fairly straightforward. I feel like that wouldn't be a difficult thing to do. So, first things first, let's kill off the Queen. Wait, what? Declare war. How long is our truce for, then? Shit, that's quite a while. Do we want to wait 8 years, or do we want to just try and kill them off? I mean, we can give it a go, can't we? We can't actually do any more invasions now. So somebody said invade the HRE. You can only do invasions if you're a small realm, smaller than where you're targeting. And honestly, I think we've fallen above the threshold for invasions, you know, full stop. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we can't have more than 50 holdings. So we've long past that. We're just going to have to, you know, fabricate claims, marry into it cleverly. Great conquest. Great conquest? How can we do that? Oh, because we're both above a certain size. Ah, clever. Okay, so we can conquest for entire kingdom level titles. Obviously, we'd probably conquest for France there. Now, France doesn't exist anymore. The actual kingdom title got destroyed, but we could take this whole thing in one conquest. So we'll work on slowly killing off the Empress here, and then we can just move in and conquer as and when we sort of feel like it. We could start fabricating claims as well and maybe work our way around the entirety of the UK. 34% chance yearly, but we have a very, very good Chancellor. So we're looking at potentially getting Duchy-level claims pretty consistently there, seeing as it depends on their diplomacy, not necessarily the percentage chance to claim it, so they're independent. Let's go ahead and grab up... Well, first things first, the Holy Site in Kent. Oh shit, 4D chess. Our son took Kent, right? Or something like that. Our daughter got landed in Kent. She's Draconic. Does that mean we control the Holy Site? We fucking do. That is incredible. She's playing CK2 better than me at this stage. Look at this. She's got the Holy Site. How about I remember the Draconic faith, but a vassal of another religion? We need to free our daughter. Form alliance, yes, but she obviously won't fight us rather than fighting a liege unless she becomes independent. Interesting, right? So let's get this plot going. Let's see if we can actually get anybody on board at all. Nobody? Seriously? Nobody relevant, I should say. Obviously, we've got these few guys here and there that might add up. Again, with a spy network, we could potentially just get it above over 100%. It's not looking promising, though, is it? Duke of Somerset wants apparently all the gold in the world, so he's not having that. What are we up to? Like 70% tops? 62%. God damn. Well, 68%, I guess. I guess seeing as we're more or less right now having to sort of face inwards, seeing as we can't really do much outside the realm, as our neighbours are a little bit strong, we don't really have claims on the place we want to grab. Let's go for some internal affairs. So the first thing we need to do is really set ourselves up with a good heir, just because our current heir, although isn't terrible, shrewd and ambitious, kind of redeeming, indulgent waster, although is very, very bad, along with some pretty crappy traits. I'm not interested in this guy at all, so we are going to disinherit him. Now, we do need an adult heir, right? Yeah, right at the bottom there. has a suitable adult child or grandchild pretender. So we're going to have to wait for Goldweird to come of age. Now, he's not... How old is he? Oh, he's 12. Oh, and he's ready to be educated. So, yeah, this was the fertile, calm-voiced genius that we definitely want to play as. Oh, he's got some really good traits, though. Playful, willful. These are okay. Obviously, gregarious and deceitful. All of those traits are fine by me, to be honest. Willful, ambitious, brave, or stubborn. Well, 2 of those are obviously very good. Brooding and curious, I think, are actually what you need for stewardship and... Oh, just magic? Well, that's fine, because we're going to train him in magic anyway. Awesome. Very good. So this kid's coming out, okay, he's got a headache, but this is definitely the chosen one, isn't it, right? So we might even want to start sending him artifacts to help build up his prestige. That's something we can do. We need to go and search for a smith to actually get ourselves some better stuff, because the stuff we got now, pretty crap. Like, actually pretty terrible. So we'll go ahead and mark that as special interest. Is there anything else we want to mark as special interest while we're here? Not particular. I think we're good. So, Royal Coronation, what do we need for that? We need 2,292 gold. Oh, that's reasonable. Yeah, that's not ridiculously expensive at all. That should probably be our next thing that we do then, seeing as that's going to obviously make our realm a bit more stable, it's going to make our vassals like us more, that type of thing. Even our Christian vassals, the Spanish Christian vassals, the ones in the independent faction, funnily enough, those guys will like us a lot more. Oh, we can actually end our rivalry. Interesting. Maybe we're always supposed to have like 3 rivals or something, so I'm not sure how that works. Master Bioran of Lowborn, who's apparently a white. Okay, don't know how that works. We could obviously start raiding our rivals, but again, once we've done the Smith stuff, I feel more comfortable doing that, because we'll have, I assume, better personal combat, which might play into it. Right, we need you to build a spy network in our capital so we can send an assassin after the Queen of England. Is that an option? Yeah, we'll mark that special interest as well, so we know when we can do that. Control Elders on Purity. They want me to get some gold. We're already 10 purity. Can you go higher than that? Huh. Maybe you can. Awesome, okay. We became bitter enemies with Mayor Mantividas. Why do we care? Just some complete random guy. Sure. Doesn't bother me too much. What else have we got in our important decisions? We can. Oh, the Ethereal Army. I saw your many comments telling me about that. I said it in Discord, but I'm really surprised at this point if anything actually does work in the Mythos pack. So... maybe this will be good for if you're not leading troops. I can only assume that if you're sitting on your castle and raise the Ethereal Army, then that they'll actually be on your side. But for those of you who didn't notice, we were summoning those. I didn't notice either, to be fair, because I was, trying to keep an eye on about 6,000 things at once. When we were summoning the army, they were immediately fighting our armies, which is pretty useless. Not something we should have really wasted our magic on there. We can found a new empire. The new empire is founded by a titular, though. It's a shame there's not like a draconic empire. You can't imagine there would be, seeing as we had one for Lycans, and on the live stream the other day we had one for Genies. So, it seems weird that we can't do that. Oh shit, we can create a royal bloodline. And we can pay off our bounty. These all sound like important things we should be doing. Right, first things first. You are prestigious, and there's a picture of Conan? Huh. You're well known throughout the realm as a great leader. You have created a prestigious bloodline for both you, your grandchildren, grandchildren, and children and their descendants. I'm prestigious. Awesome. What does that give us? I think it gives us vassal opinion. That's what I was after, really. Diplomacy +4. Excellent. Stewardship +4. Excellent. Vassal opinion +20. Liege opinion +20. Are dragons immortal? That's my next question, because this is an incredible trait to have, and if we could have it forever, that would be pretty great. Well, the irony now is we've got so much to do within our realm. We can, create a central trade, royal coronation, search for a smith, we can pay off our bounty. We've got shit tons to do, but they all cost an absolute shit ton of gold as well. So let's first things first, go for our coronation. Any high-ranking priest... And that's 3,600 gold. What kind of coronation are we having? I guess we are inviting the entirety of Europe then, are we? Okay, sure. Why not? Are they going to say yes? You'd assume so. Excellent. Nice. These are any high-ranking priest, just a random dude with a temple. Okay, makes sense. Lose... that hurts. Ooh, that hurts. Now, our monthly balance isn't really that good to be... spending this type of cash. It's good, don't get me wrong, it's very good, but it's not super overwhelming, especially for the amount of gold that we're expected to spend for these events. I will not be able to personally attend your coronation. This is my half-sister, who's also a zombie. An envoy will be sent to Oof Owie My Bones in my stead, to stand as a representative of the Silver Piggy clan. I think we've got that covered. Oh, it's nice to see that she's an extremely pious person. The Rotting White is a paragon, sure. I see. Excellent. My lord, Master Leadleaf, my other sister. Neither of my sisters are turning up because they're both too busy being zombies. Bit rude, really. I, Grundle of the Silver Piggy dynasty, and with the blessings of Landvater, do hereby rightfully assume the crown of the Kingdom of Stromact. With those words, does he become the king of Stromact in truth? With each of his vassals lining up to bow before him and swear everlasting fealty. Maybe everlasting if we go and steal that Philosopher's Stone. I've never been more proud. More proud, never have I ever been. Gain the trait crown. What does that do for us? I think that's just more vassal opinion, isn't it? Vassal opinion plus 10, diplomacy plus 1. Does everybody love us now? Rude. Excuse me? 2 and how duchies. What have we got? Bayer, Porto. Where did we grab those from? Successful crusade for Sicily. Holy shit. The HRE just pushed back, the... Oh god, they're actually kind of getting huge, aren't they? They might form the actual Holy Empire, Roman Empire, if they keep going at the rate they're going, because they've got a lot of Northern Africa here. Obviously, they need that, and they need to take, just the Byzantines and the Holy Land, and they're good. Chances are they will actually try and go for that. If they've won one Holy War for Sicily against the Caliph here, they can pretty much definitely win another for Jerusalem, and they are likely to do that, obviously. Okay, worrying. We might need to keep an eye on that, seeing as we are their next religious enemy, sat right next to them. Oh, well, this is something. Did we have this event before? I don't think we have ever seen this. Magnum Opus. With everything I've learned, it's time for me to begin my Magnum Opus, the creation of a philosopher's stone. The thinking man's dream, able to turn lead to gold, salve any ill, and grant eternal life. Did we have this? I don't think we ever had this one. I think the event, the Philosopher's Stone event we had was, we sent people out to go and find it, didn't we? Like shards of it and rebuild it. Oh, weird, okay. Eternity Awaits. Sure. I mean, we are an arcane master, aren't we? Yeah, we got that one last episode, and we have finished the Book of Hermes and all of that. Sure. Eternity Awaits? Why do I get the feeling this is going to go wrong? Oh shit, look at this. It's quite an event train then. Okay. To begin, I must collect each of the elements and bring them to an excited and awakened state. To do this, I need that element in its energetic state, beyond its existence in the mundane world. I shall start with Earth. Okay, I shall gather soil from holy ground, stole from temple vassal opinion -10. I shall use soil from my noble estate. The chance of success is more likely the higher your noble rank. So we're the second highest noble rank, might not be a bad idea. Or, perhaps one of the ingredients would work well. This option is available because you have multiple ingredients in your treasury. We have to use something that's a metal, though. Do we have anything in our treasury that's a metal? We have, pottery. Nice. We have alcohol. Can we use maybe an axe or something? No. I don't think any of those are going to work. So why don't we go for... Upset your priests. This has potential for a great deal of progress. Yeah. Okay, I'll gather soil from the holy ground. I think we're allowed. I think this is fine. You know, we have an eternal flame, so surely that's going to come in handy, right? With the earth ready, the next step is wind. While difficult to store, what I've learned should keep its power while it's contained. What I've learned should keep its power while contained. What? Sure, I can't pass that sentence. I will gather the winds at the top of a tall mountain. I shall take water from the mighty river that flows through my land. There's air around me right now. I suppose, seeing as we're a dragon, we should probably fly and gather the winds from the top of a mountain? Sure, let's do that then. We didn't get wounded. That's good. According to your marshal, save peasant... Yeah, okay. Prosperity events? Nice. Oh, and we're out of gold. Excellent. Just what I wanted to see. Well, we're getting the Philosopher's Stone, so now's a pretty good time for it. This girl became Midas touched. Excellent. Get her collecting taxes right away. Okay, the preparation of water. I've prepared earth and air. The next step is water, fluid, and changing suit to its environment. Just as the Philosopher's Stone can change itself from one form to another. Okay. The seven seas all connect. By taking water from one ocean, I take from all. I take water from the mighty river that flows through my lands. I'll use water drawn from the well. Well, why would you not always go for the highest chance of success? I don't see why you would ever pick anything but this one. I'm not sure. Maybe there's something else they're not telling us. The preparation of fire. With earth, wind, water ready, one core element remains, fire. It offers light and warmth, driving out the cold, yet also pain and death for those who draw too close. Nothing burns hotter than dragon fire. I should build a fire right away. I mean, I feel like the dragon fire is the most convenient one, and it seems pretty appropriate. Maybe we've only got this event because we're a dragon. With the 4 core elements, there is one remaining, the most elusive element at the core of the creation of the prima materia, aether. Magic flows through my veins. I will provide the blood. I'll infuse it with magic myself. I will hire the greatest mage, or I'll hire a local witch. I suppose we'll give some of our magical dragon blood then. That seems appropriate. Sure. My wife is pregnant. And there we go. That was the... No, I don't think that was the entire event, I'll be honest with you. As Goldbeard grows older, great event. I feel I should do everything in my power to aid his growth. There are some spells I could cast to make him stronger, but they come at a cost. So I could give him Brave and 4 Martial. I could give him Erudite and 4 Learning, or I could give him Brawny. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Brawny, because that's an all-round great trait. It's probably the best trait on this list. Erudite, not bad, but he's already got a decent amount of learning, and learning is something that we can come by quite easily. Could benefit from my combat experience. Again, Brave sort of comes and goes. There's a lot of events that can change that one. Full Martial, probably not hugely useful, given that he's not going to be a martial-focused character. I'm going to go with Brawny. Yeah, I like Brawny. Let's go with that one. I know that one gives martial, but it also, I'm primarily there going for the health, the vassal opinion, the attraction opinion. All of those are very, very good. With all those elements gathered, there is one last step until I see the fruits of my labours. I must bind the elements with Anima Mundi, the connection between all living things. Sure, love is what binds us all together. Low chance of success. Well, that tells you everything you need to know about love, eh? Perfect. Are we gonna make the stone? There we go. Easy. All of your work is paid off. The element... I wonder what the element did. All of this work is paid off. The elements have been found... Have been... Ah, for fuck's sake. Fell at the last hurdle. Have been bound together in the original matter and formed the Philosopher's Stone. A cultist will be removed from King Grundle the Wizard. King Grundle the Wizard gains trait Alchemist. Sweet. Now I'm hoping that will just let us obviously make the gold as and when we need it. We also get the Philosopher's Stone. We gain the trait, the Philosopher's Stone. We gain 1,000 prestige. I imagine this is just the trait to give us immortality, I assume. Sweet. That's awesome. And the trait Alchemist actually gives learning +2 and national tax modifier +5. He's done it. His life's work is complete. Well done. Oh, they apparently don't like that. Purity 3. What have I done wrong? I guess I'm just out of wealth. Sweet. Awesome. And here was me about to rob our good friend Philco Rhino. Philosopher's Stone. Holy shit. I forgot how overpowered this thing was. Well, even without having to cast the Alchemy Magic, we're getting a ridiculous amount of gold now just from the Alchemist and the Philosopher's Stone combo there. But, can we actually... Oh, attempt Alchemy. We can actually do it. Awesome. We just got beat up by this small man. By this small old man. This small, excommunicated man beat us up, and we are a giant dragon. Oof, that hurts. Oof, owie, my bones. The capital is appropriate. We got beaten up, really? Okay, sure. And we've got blood loss. Be careful. We gained 2,000 gold. This is how I remember playing Mad World. Yes, good. Build everything. Build everything. This is great. Okay, so what I'll do then, I'll obviously... You guys have seen me do this a load of times. I don't think I need to show this off anymore. We'll leave it there. We built a Philosopher's Stone. That's really, really cool. That's a really cool event. I'm glad something finally came in the Magic focus that we've been on now for probably the best part of about 30 years. Thank you for watching. And obviously leave your houses that I mentioned earlier in the comments if you've got any suggestions for provinces, names, that type of thing. Let me know. And, as always, shout out to my incredible patrons for without their support, the series would not exist. Sean Thornton, Danny Good, Zachary Harris, Lucas Holting, James Ogilvie, Ryol, Conspired C, Michael Mullen, Gabriel Vanders, Hey Dog, Josh Lindeen, Tesla, and Logan Thorne, all there at the very top, highest of the high level, the Madmen. And of course, everybody else as well who have bet on Patreon. Brandon Batoniak, Jens, Necrophilan, Felix Deal, Prince OO, what's this? Noble S, Quet Latchley, Zarevin, Polmaster, Imperator Augustus, Jack Allen, Chancellor Sheev Palpatine, I am the Lizard King, Llewellyn Thomas, Joran De Vries, Euphrates, Donkey 2 and 7, hang on while I scroll down, Salaki, that wasn't a patron, that was me, Salaki, Jordan Campbell, thank you very much. You're all very much appreciated, without which we wouldn't have Dragon Philosophers, or this ridiculous empire.